Okay, I believe we're live. And I think that this is a pretty good volume for the music. Probably gonna turn it down a little bit on my end. Just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That feels better. Okay. Hello everyone, Ethan here, and welcome back to another Minecraft pixel art stream. This time we will be doing the Pidgey evolution line. Probably all of it. I picked out the colors I was going to be using already, although unlike I think the last like 2 times I didn't place like a starter block, so I'm gonna have to do it on the fly this time. But besides that, the Pidgey line, obviously there's 3 Pokemon and they all use the same color palette, so we're going to be using brown for the darker color and orange terracotta for the lighter color, I guess. I mean, Pidgey and the Pidgey evolution line is like generally darker colors anyway. So, I think pretty much without further ado, we'll get started. I don't think there was anything... No, I think I pretty much covered everything. Okay, immediately though, I'm going to have to count. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 and then the 5th up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's where Pidgey is. That's where Pidgey starts. So this week I decided to have the... What color is that? Is that the brown? Okay, that's the brown. I just gotta get used to the colors I'm looking at. This week I decided to play the Gen 2 soundtrack because I've been starting to play that for my upcoming video on it, which is like, I mean, since I'm playing it, you know it's nowhere close to coming out. It's gonna be a while. But either way though, I've been playing Gen 2, been having a good time. And if you watched either any of my videos that reveals the team, you'll know that Pidgeot is on the team. So, I haven't gotten like a great chance to use it yet, but overall, it's pretty good so far. I mean, it's not wowing me, but at the end of the day, it's a Pidgeot. You know, what do you expect? But either way, though, this stream will probably end up being longer than the last 2, just because these birds, their size is like definitely a bit bigger overall compared to like the stages. What am I trying to say? Like Pidgey is bigger than Caterpie, and Pidgeotto is bigger than Metapod, and Pidgeot is probably about the same size as like Butterfree, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. But yeah, it's been a while since I had played Gen 2, but I always really enjoyed it when I did. I think the last time I'd probably played Gen 2 before this was... What colors are these? Are these brown? Yeah, okay. And then there's... What's going on here? It's brown up here, and then... Is this all orange? No. That's like that. That's like that. Okay. Then we got some white here. But But I think the last time I'd played Gen 2 was when they released them on the 3DS Virtual Console back in 2018? I think it was 2018, somewhere around there. I think actually Gold and Silver came first, and then Crystal came a few months after, because I remember playing them separately. So, yeah. So I played it twice around that time, which actually kind of helps more for my video, because I think I played Gold and then I played Crystal. So, yeah, it's been enjoyable. I guess in a way, like, it's so similar to Gen 1, but also, like, so different. I mean, I don't want to go, like, too far into it right now, just because I want to save a lot of, like, those talking points for my video. But it's interesting, and I definitely have a lot that I want to talk about. So, I'll try to leave it at that for now. Okay. So we're already working our way up towards, like, the upper body of Pidgey. I think we're actually, like, kind of starting on its head now. Like, this right here is its mouth. At least I think so. Yeah. Okay. Probably gonna have to scroll in a second here, because I can't see anything else. Have I gotten... where am I? Okay. Do orange here. Brown here. Just filling in any of the gaps that I could find. Those three are white. This is all white, that's all white. And then we got some orange right here. No, like that. Okay. And then that's all white. We got that. That goes up. Okay. Let's scroll over rather than up, just so I could work on the tail and everything. Okay, so this goes up. We'll go back over here first. So I guess in terms of, like, the Pidgey line, comparing it to, like, the other regional birds, I've never, like, super resonated with the Pidgey line. Like, I don't have, like, a ton of nostalgia for it or anything. I've used it on, like, a team or two. But it's definitely not, like, my favorite regional bird. Okay, yeah, that's right. Just wanted to make sure I didn't mess up. Although that did make me lose my spot. Okay, no, I know where I am. Right? Maybe. Yeah, okay, because the white's right there. That's brown. That's okay. That's black, and then there's, like, let's see, that's like that. Okay. That's like that. I think that's like that, actually. Okay. I'm trying to think, though, what is my favorite regional bird? There's the Pidgey line. I guess there's the Noctowl line. There's... Where is this? This is... Okay, that's directly... So we have black, and then we have brown. We have black, brown. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a little L. And then up 4. There's the tail line. Oops. Then there's the Staraptor line. And the Unpheasant line. Talonflame. Toucanon. Corviknight. And does Gen 9 have one? Oh yeah, I guess Gen 9s would be like Kilowattrel. I guess like really thinking about it, like I kind of already knew this, but like I'm not really a big fan of flying types. Like I hear all those and I'm like, I guess my favorite is probably Staraptor, which is probably like the basic answer. But at the same time, it's like I don't love any of them. I've used Staraptor on a team before, and I thought it was. I mean, I can't really say I thought it was good. I can't remember. I mean, I remember liking it, but I haven't used it since I was like 9 or 10. So, but I'll probably end up using it in one of my Gen 4 playthroughs when I get there. A lot of brown here. Should be like that, right? Yeah, okay. And then all of this is white. Right? Yeah, okay. Okay. And I'll fill this in right here, just so I know where to fill in the white exactly. Black. Okay, cool. And then there's just one of those there. Okay, and then that's all brown. Okay, so let's work our way up to the head, which is not that involved. So actually I was slightly wrong about that. That's just like that. Okay. Then we're going right around the eye here. It's right there. Okay, and this is like pretty much the top. Not quite. Yeah, there we go. Probably gonna fill in as much up here as I can, like right off the bat, just because there's not like any wide open spaces, like any big ones I should say. And this just alternates. Yeah, okay. And then this is all brown. This is like the most wide open space on the head. Okay. And yeah, okay, that goes across. Something that I was looking at ahead for the Gen 2 sprites is that I actually think that like I'm going to be able to do those a lot quicker, because the way they are is that like they still use the same amount of colors as the Gen 1 sprites do, so they use 4 colors. And most of the time, 2 of those colors are white and black. So that essentially gives them two colors to work with for like the Pokemon themselves. And but Gen 2 does things differently where what do we got going on here? Just want to fill this in really quick. I think actually that's Pidgey's entire outline. Yeah, okay. So now I can start filling stuff in. So what Gen 1 does is like it picks two colors that are like pretty similar to like the Pokemon's like actual color palette. So like I guess like I could use Pidgey as an example, but I feel like a better example would be like Charizard, right? Where it's like Charizard's a very like orangish, like reddish dragon. That's not supposed to be right. This is supposed to be brown. I think. Yeah, okay. But I'll fill in the rest of the whites. Where are we looking here? Well, this right here I think is... Yeah, okay, that's orange. That's all white. This is white. Yeah, okay. So, something that Gen 2 does, though, is that it leverages, like... I guess Gen 1 tries to do, like, this sort of shading thing, where it's, like, you could see with, like, Pidgey and, like, the orange and the brown. It's like, oh, like, it's like, you could argue it's like different lighting or something like that, or it's like those two colors are meant to blend in but also like clash a little bit so that like it looks very realistic. Whereas Gen 2 kind of just says, screw it, let's make the Pokemon like a singular color, and then we could use another color, like a completely different color somewhere else to make the Pokemon pop a lot more. So I feel like I'm trying to think of like a good example, because I can't think of any right now. I guess I'll try to use Magnemite, right? Also, where am I? I'm like going down the wing. I think... What is going on here? Did I not do... I didn't really do this, whatever it is. Okay, there's like a little white L right here. And then brown right here. And then, what's that right there? This is brown. And then everything below it is orange. Okay, cool. But like Magnemite, for example, in Gen 1, I don't remember, like I don't know its exact color scheme, but it would probably be something like a grayish color, probably like two different grays, right? Because it's like very metallic, very magnety, whatever. Maybe like one of them would be blue. Well, what it does is, I think like one of them is like a grayish, and then the other is like a red, because Magnemite has like the magnet colors in it, right? So it's like it would do that to leverage it. But either way though, that is Pidgey done with, which also means that we have 2 full rows done. So let's just get a zoom out shot here. Look how great this looks so far. That means that we have 16 out of 151. I don't know the math on that, but I think is that 10%? I think that's about 10%. Which I may have said that last time with the Pidgeot one. But either way, next we have Pidgeotto, which it's going to take me just a second to get set up here. So I actually have something new now for this. I can do this, which is definitely a little bit of a step up from what I previously had. So now I can get set up with Pidgeotto and everything. And I just realized that I actually have to go back to this one in order to change the thing. So honestly, it just shows my how, I guess, inexperienced I am with OBS. But at the very least, I got to show that off, and we're ready to do Pidgeotto. At least for the most part, because I have to count where this thing starts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then the third up is brown. Lovely. Oh, and then I gotta make sure that I have my chat up just in case. Okay, fantastic. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so I can actually see. Here we go. You got a lot of like varying colors off the start. I think with all three of them, just because like it's like their talons, and I guess there's just like a lot going on there. But yeah, basically though, going back to the Gen 2 sprite thing for a moment, I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to eventually get there. And the way I eventually plan on doing it is I plan on every single time I get to a new generation, I will start with Bulbasaur. I will start at the beginning of the Kanto Dex, and I will do the entire National Dex for that gen. So it's kind of funny, but that means that these projects, as I complete them, are going to get longer and longer each time. Which I find kind of funny. At least, well, I say at least like in theory longer, but no, I mean it would be longer, because even if the case of the Gen 2 sprites, like if they take me significantly less time, there's still exactly 100 more sprites to make, you know? So it would still definitely equate to more time. And we got sort of L. Is that 5? Yeah, that's 5. And then brown. Okay. And that goes up there. I think I've done a lot of the white parts of the talents, but not all of it quite yet. Yeah. It does touch the bottom just like Pidgey, but it's not worth it to start on the bottom because it's so much further out. Okay. Some creepy unknown music playing. Okay, and I say that and immediately ends. Okay. I think that's like basically the talons, right? I have some more brown over here I think I need to fill in, but that's pretty much it, right? Down there, there's some black here. And then this goes across here completely. And then it's got some black bordering. I'm sorry, some brown bordering. Okay. Right, yeah, okay, this is looking correct so far. Something that I am happy about with Gen 2 that like I'm probably not going to talk about in the video is that like Gen 2 adds like a more like themes for stuff, I guess I should say. Like Gen 1 has like I think 2 battle themes. I mean, I guess like there's the wild battle theme, the trainer battle theme, and then I guess the gym leader and champion. So 4. While Gen 2 does like it does Team Rocket. Obviously it does the wild Pokemon battle both at during the day and at night. It does what else does it do? It does a legendary beast. It has its own champion theme. Obviously the gym leader has their own, and then there's the tracks or Kanto as well. It's like there's so much more, and it's like it's so nice to not have to listen to the same song every time. Yeah, okay, we're going along nicely here. We're still working our way up. We're not to the head yet, and I mean we're getting kind of close. We're kind of at its like chest right now. That one is 6, right? 6. Yeah, okay, that's 6. And this just goes all the way down. I'm just kind of outlining the chest here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2. Okay, an M shape. I always like to think that this is like sideways or like a diagonal M. That should be 3. What is... Wait a minute. What's going on here? What is going on here? I think... Yeah, I think I started that... What did I do here? That's up 6, which is supposed to be. I see what I did. Yeah, okay. These are gonna have to go up more. Okay, this shouldn't have to change that much. I don't think. I mean, I am just gonna delete it just to make things easier. Like, it's just easier to delete and then to repair. But... Right, like that, and then... Okay, that should be like that, and then 3 up, and that should equate to like towards the second one up. Okay, cool. First mistake of the stream, but not a catastrophic one. So I will consider it somewhat of a win. And there's the M, where it's actually supposed to go. And then this is actually part of the mouth. Like, this is like the bottom part of it. Okay, yeah, we're in a good spot here. Oh, I cracked my neck there for a second. Just gonna take a quick drink. knock my mic out of the way trying to unmute and everything. Okay. So now there's two parts to like the chest. There's like an orange part and then the white part, which it starts being sectioned off right here, which that's pretty much the extent of it. Yeah, and then there's a brown there. And then I may as well fill this in because it's just like a small area. I feel a little bit better about like flying around this time. I mean, I still feel like I'm like having to make a lot of micro adjustments, but what's going on here? That's right. That goes 2 up. But this should be aligned with the top of that, which it's not. Oh, okay, I see the problem. And thankfully, it's a small one. This only goes up 2 diagonal before we get to brown. Bam. Okay, and that should equate across to that, right? No? Does this staircase here, and this should equate with the bottom of the brown? Yeah. So then, top of this. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. Another little bit of orange right there. Okay. We're looking pretty good so far. And now let's see if we could connect this correctly. Okay. How many is that? 3. Okay, I think that's why I thought the other one was 3. And this should be like 1 above there. Yeah, okay, that's looking pretty good. And then brown there, brown there. Okay, good, that connects perfectly. And this is actually not the tail, this is its like one of its wings. It's like wing that's like the most like in the forefront. Then this, I already like outlined this in orange basically. At least like this part. Just like that. And then all this is white. Cool. And then the rest of all that's orange, and then that's empty space. Cool. Alright, so let's move this over so that I could start working on the tail. Okay. Circle back down here. This is going to be tough just because there's like a lot of the same color in a row. So honestly, I said I was going to circle back. but we're gonna keep working up here for now. And there's 3. And there's 4. Then there's 5. And then there's 4. And then 2. And then a little L. And this should go in line with that right there, I think. Yeah, that should just follow that. Okay. And then what color am I using here? Black. On this one, it should go all the way over, but not this one. This one's only 3. This one it comes out 1. This one it comes out 2. This one it comes out 2. Okay. That's where that one goes to. It's gonna be really difficult. Let's switch to brown here to make it a bit easier. Go like that. 4 there. And then just 1 on the end of the black, going all the way up. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, that's looking good. And then all this is black. Yep. And then all this is orange. Yep. And then all of this is brown. Excuse me. There we go. And now we can keep working our way up. You got an M here. And then got another one? Or no? Okay, yeah, it's just like that, and then like that. And that should be in line with that, which it is. Then there's a staircase here, and then brown, which connects it. Just like that, and then this is actually like part of like the hair, I guess. But I'll wait for that part. And then that goes down. And then literally diagonal all the way up until here. And then we have some orange here. Oops. Like that. Yeah. Okay, and now I can get back to the head. One, two, three. These are both 4. And then I'll put the white there just so I know where I am. Okay, and that's like a little crosshair, and it kind of turns into an H. above the eye. You got that. Two up. And kind of like an eyebrow. And then in a second here, I'm going to have to scroll. Yeah, okay. And there's not much more here. One, two, three. There is some detailing here, though. Okay. That's brown. This is brown. It's brown right here. Already got the brown right there. So that goes up. This is the tippy top right here. Okay, and then this kind of works down towards the mouth a little. What's going on here? This goes up 3 and then goes over 1. Okay. Uh-oh. Do we have a problem here? Because it seems like we might. Maybe? This is supposed to be 5. There's gotta be something I'm miscalculating here. This right here is like kind of sticks out a little bit. And it goes up and it should line up like that, which it does. Right? So it goes in 1, 2, 3 across. And then there should be a brown here and a brown here. Oh, okay. This is actually such a simple fix that it just turns. It's as simple as that. It just turns. And then it goes all the way down to the white. I don't know why I didn't see the turn, but I'm really glad that that's all it is, because I was getting nervous there for a second. I thought I made a big mistake. And then I think we're looking good here. Am I right here? And then there's some orange is the M, and then there's like a little L that's above it. And then a little brown. And then this goes all the way up. This is all brown. Okay. This right here is white, and then this is all black. Then I haven't gotten the full top of the head yet. And kind of jumping around a bit. That fills that part in, and then this is orange. Okay, so now I just need to fill stuff in. Let's... Okay, this... Anything that isn't in here is just brown. Cool. Yep, okay. And then this is all white. Okay. Okay, and then what else we got? This is all brown. So yeah, I definitely think we're like this evolution line is kind of, in terms of like time it takes to make, is definitely falling more in line with the starters rather than the 2 bugs. It's kind of funny though, because it doesn't necessarily mean that like there'll be a normal length going forward, because this is the last 3 evolution line for quite a while. Well, I mean, I guess not too long, because after this we have the Eradicate line. Where am I right now? Did I go? Oh, I went too far. Yeah, okay, I went too far, because there's definitely supposed to be some orange in here. Okay, that's orange. That's orange. All this right here is orange. And then, okay. So I didn't mess up too much. I just messed up a little bit. But yeah, what? There's the Eradicate line, and then the... Does it immediately go into the Ekans line, and then the Pikachu line? What? This is 19, 20, 21, 22... Oh, the Spearow line, and then the Ekans line, and then the Pikachu line. Got it. Got it. And then all of this is brown. And then I think that's it. Is this? Yeah, okay. That just hangs out there, which is correct. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know exactly how I'm going to go about it yet, but I'm probably just going to play each one by ear. Like, the at least, like, baseline for me is to do one, like, evolution line per stream, which, by the way, that's Pidgeotto done. I think it looks pretty good. I think these regional birds, I think, are going to look just very, like, well put together and stuff. So, yeah. We may as well move on right away to Pidgeot. So, I'm not going to do my be right back scene this time, just because there's frankly no point. Because it takes me all but a few seconds. And to prove my point, we're already ready to go. This, I actually don't even need to map out where this starts, because it's up against the wall. So it starts right there. So, yeah, the baseline is to hopefully do one evolution line per stream. Depending on how long like each one takes, and I'll probably assess it during the stream itself, if I will do another one. There's even the possibility of like me starting the next one and then like resuming it the next time and then like doing a full one after. Like for example, like next time I gotta do the Eradicate line, so it's like I would do Rattata and Eradicate, and then I would also do Spearow, and then the time after that I would do Fearow, and then the entirety of the Ekans line. Something like that. I don't know though. We'll see. Because I've never worked on more than 3 Pokemon a stream, but it's still very early on, so I very well could end up doing something like that, where I work on before sometimes. I also think as we get later on, there's going to be Pokemon that don't even have any sort of evolution. But are going to be complicated enough in their own right. Those, I mean, I'm just gonna, yeah, we'll see what's around them. I'll assess them as they get here. But either way, I am like, dang it, I thought that maybe we were gonna get through the stream without me breaking glass. And we got pretty far. We're almost an hour in, but unfortunately there it is. Well, there's always next time. Either way, I completely lost my train of thought and I started placing the wrong block. Man, it really made me lose my train of thought. What am I... Is that even correct? What's going on here? That's like that. No, what's going on here? Is this 5? This is 5. Okay, then we got some black. Yeah, okay, we're good. I was gonna say either way though, I'm like, I'm having fun with these streams so far. Like, I'm not like super used to streaming. I mean, it's probably pretty easy to tell. But I'm having fun making these. And I plan to continue to keep doing it. So hopefully at least there's like a handful of you out there who, whether, you know, you watch it live. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to bring my chat back up. Whether you watch it live or you watch the VODs, and you enjoy it, I really appreciate that. I have seen that there have been likes left on the VODs and like people are watching them, so it's like they are still like, even if people don't show up for the live streams, which is perfectly fine, I'm happy to make these. So yeah. We're still very much in the early stages of Pidgeot though. We are still on its like, we're still on the left talon, which would be its right one. Which I think we're almost done with it though, thankfully. We're almost out of it. Because I think this is pretty much like, we're done with it here. No, that's up there, and then that's like that. And then I can't see anymore. We do got some orange. And that just follows that down here. Perfect. Okay. And I can't see how far that goes up. That's okay though, because we'll just connect this down here. And what's this right here? Brown. Yep. Okay, so that's that. I can move up a little bit. Thankfully, I could be wrong about this, but Pidgeot shouldn't be too terribly complicated. Also, we'll probably end up doing its head, like, soon. Like, really soon, actually. And its wings are going to be, like, the majority of, like, what we're working on. There's 3 of these, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. And then, okay. Because like right here, we've technically started on the head, because as you can see by the sprite, it's kind of on the, like it's like very much like left, like flying left. Is that 6? 5. That's 5. Okay. And then there's this. This part gets a little complicated, but there's a square here. And then an L, which goes up against the wall. And then some orange right here. Brown, and then black all the way down. Okay, and then black surrounds that. That just goes over. And I could fill out this orange part right here, at least a little bit. This part's almost a square. And then we have its eye right here. At least part of it. That's black right there. And then that's the other part of its eye. You don't see one of Pidgeot's eyes. Then that goes all the way over to the white, and then there's one piece of brown right there, and one piece of brown right there. And then 2 orange. Cool. Cool. And then there's black that goes all the way up until this part of the white. Oops. Yeah, okay, that's looking good. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably would have just been easier to do the black outline parts of that. And then to fill it in with the brown, but well, it wasn't too bad. 4. And 2 right there. 2 right there. 4. And that goes up 4. There's actually some air pockets right here. I think those 2 are the air pockets, and then the rest of this is black. Yeah, perfect. I don't know how far that goes up there. And then it's like an M with a big startup. And how far does that go down? That goes down until the top of this. Okay. Okay. That goes too, and then this kind of outlines everything. it's like home safe. And then like all that below it's white. And then this is all brown. So let me just block that out. Okay, yeah. May as well go up from here. Do the rest of the head. Okay. What do we... Okay, that's Caterpie right there. I was just wondering where I was. Because it still doesn't feel super normal, like seeing the borders above, even though now I guess I should be more used to that, since I've done more of them with borders, like with the Pokemon above it than not. Another 2, and then another 2. And that should be like that. Oops. And then that right there. And then there's a little bit of... There's brown there, there's brown there. And then there's also a little bit of brown and black right there. Okay, and all of that is orange. And then all of this is brown. I just gotta find where it stops. Okay. And that sections that part off. And then what's going on here? What is going on here? You have the M. Then it's supposed to go up to like that. And then like that. Which is precisely how it goes. And I just messed up the first time. Cool. Then all of that is filled in with brown. There's also one brown right there. And then we can continue on doing border stuff. Oops. Okay. And I'm gonna have to scroll over here. I guess I'm gonna be working from the top down, which I'm not used to at all, but hopefully that doesn't mess anything up. Okay. So then 1, 2, 3. And this goes over for a little while. Another 4 black and then brown. Oops. There we go. And then this hits the top right here. That's 5. Yes, okay, that is perfect. And then brown on either side. We'll go this way first. Because that's the thing with the Pidgey line, is that its wings have like a lot of detail because of the different layers of it, I guess. Some of these tracks are really weird. I'm assuming this is some other like unknown thing. And this should be right below the brown. Perfect. And then I'll outline the orange so that I don't forget where it is later. Okay, and then the orange is just like that, and I may as well fill it in because there's not much of it. Bam. Something else I could potentially use as a color if I wanted to at some point, I don't know if I'm ever going to, is red sandstone. How does that look? I mean, yeah, it's like a decently clean texture overall. Like, obviously it's not comparable to like the concrete or the terracotta, but I think it's pretty decent. I don't know why I thought of that just now, but I think I was just looking at the orange so much and it reminded me of the red sand. That fills in right there. And this goes diagonal down. Where am I? Okay, I know where I am. And there's that. And then that. And that goes like that. And that lines up with that. That's perfect. And then let's keep going down over here. Oops. Oops. Dang it. Well, it's fine. I already failed that, so it's not like it could get any worse. I actually really shouldn't say that because it could definitely get worse. I could accidentally like mess something up and somehow like set off a bunch of TNT or something. I don't even know. Even though there's no TNT in this world whatsoever. Which, I don't know that it really matters that much, but, or if I made this clear, but this, where I'm like, the world I'm making this is just like a fresh world. Like nothing, just a super flat world that I like customized beforehand to make it so that I think there's like a single layer of dirt and then the bedrock, right? I think that's how it goes. Yeah. So that's it. It's black. No, that goes one further. One, two, three, four. Okay, that connects nicely. And let's just start bringing this across. Why does this not look right? Because something about it is not right. What about it is not right? That's correct. That fills in correctly. It's right here where the issue is. Is this too long? No, that's supposed to be 4. Does this... Yeah, that's right. So is it something with this? Where did this even start connecting from? Is it up here? Okay, well, let's look at this right here. That's correct. That's against the wall. And that connects with that nicely, right? So brown 1, 2, then this, and then this. And then what is going on here? How many orange is this? Should be 5 orange up to here. And then oh. It's just it's not okay. That's so embarrassing. So I didn't even make a mistake. I thought I made a mistake. That's honestly, I prefer it to the alternative. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, so that's looking good. I'll section off the white, I guess. Which is right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And then this just goes all the way. And then yeah. Perfect. I may as well fill in this little part right here. Okay. So we still have a bit to go, but that's okay. Let's scroll down here. And continue on. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We have like a black square up here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that looks right. Then 3 diagonal. And then it starts a whole thing over here, which I don't even really know what this is supposed to be. Is that right? Yeah. Couple brown right there. So that connects up with that. Oops. Okay. And now we can go back down here. I did that. Brown at the end. We got some orange going on here. Not a lot. Also have a little, like, there's a lot of white in this section, but not specifically right here, so that's why I'm placing it. Okay, and this just kind of lets me outline where the outlines go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that should equate with that. I say equate, but I should realistically say line up, because that's like how you would actually say that. What's going on here? I got that right there, and then, okay, like that. And brown on either side. And then orange like that. And then white like that. Okay. What goes right there? Brown. Cool. And then there's like a white L that kind of helps outline the orange a bit. 2. I think there's brown right here. And then this is all brown in here. Okay. Yeah. And then I'm missing something here. Yep, right here. I go 1, 2, 3. And then that, and then we got some brown. Yeah, okay, no, that's right. And then brown right there. So that's actually 3 right there. And then some white here. Okay. Some of that right there. And let's get the brown going here. Actually, I'll do the orange because the orange is a lot simpler. Got 3, 3, and then 2, and then 2, and then the rest is brown. Okay, and then that's an air block. Okay, cool. Oh, jeez. Okay. And then we still need, if I scroll down here, the tail. Because I think that's technically both of its talons, like they're like together. But we need the tail, which starts here. I do not know how many blocks that is diagonally. Oh, geez, that's a lot. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's also going to start a diagonal one, but 1, 2, 3. Round on either side. And then what's going on here? Okay. And then this is all, well, I say all orange, but there's not a lot. Yeah, okay. Two, and then 1, and then 2. And then 1, and then 2 again. And then 1, 2, 3. And this. That should be about 3 away, which it is. Brown right here. This is 2 away. Black right there. Then 2. 2's going all the way up to here, and that's all brown. And then that down there. Surrounded. And then this goes all the way up here. Okay. Got another one of these. Not like that though, hold on. So there's that, and then it goes up like that. And that's how it is. Lovely. And then this goes all the way up now. Okay. Is that Pidgeot outlined? I think that's Pidgeot outlined. So now we can fill everything in. that was a bit much. It wasn't too bad, but towards the end, like, definitely leaving, like, the tail for last with how kind of complicated it is definitely was a little overwhelming in a way. But it wasn't that bad. And, okay, we have, like, I gotta pay attention here, though, to, like, what is filled in with what, because there's multiple different things. Like, okay. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. There's actually a little bit of orange right here. Okay. The rest of this is white, though. All this is good. Yeah. This is like the perfect music for just filling it in, because it kind of feels like we're on our victory lap now. I could, hopefully I don't eat my words when I say this, but I think like, Pidgeot is probably like the biggest Pokemon for a little while. It is very possible that Fearow could be like a decent size, but I'm pretty sure like Rattata and Raticate aren't too bad. So let's see how that goes. Okay, and I already got that like kind of complicated way sorted out there. Yeah, okay, so we're good right now. Most of this should just be white. Let me zoom out just in case. Okay. Let me look at this. What's going on? Right. Where am I? Okay, that's right there. This is white. There's something here. Like that. Perfect. And that's just filled in with white. I know that my color choice isn't always going to be perfect, and there are probably some times where I could use some better colors. If you ever want to suggest me change a color for something, you're more than welcome to. I think that actually, like, with commands, I could do that pretty easily. I don't know for sure. But I don't think it's too bad. So yeah, I'm very much willing to take suggestions on that. I would definitely want to like test something like that out first, because I'm not just gonna go along with whatever anyone says. But I think overall though, I've done a pretty decent job at selecting the colors so far. Anything up there's orange, yeah. I think originally with this one, I was between using either orange terracotta or just regular terracotta for the, I guess like the brighter color. Or the lighter color, I should say. Not the brighter. And I would say that I probably chose correctly. Something that does mess me up sometimes is that like the coloration on my primary versus secondary monitor isn't like 1-to-1. Okay, yeah, that's correct. So like I'll look at something and it won't be like, it won't line up exactly, or something will look like more or less like vivid. So I gotta make sure to look at the stuff on my main monitor, because that's mainly what I'm going off of. I'll do the orange part and then I'll finish off with the brown part. Also, if ever if I mess something up and you somehow catch it, then please let me know, because I will definitely want to fix those mistakes. I don't think I made any thus far, but it's very possible that something somewhere, like I made a minor error where one block was supposed to be one color and I ended up making another one. Okay, and what's going on here? Is this, okay, this is just more brown. We are done with Pidgeot and thus done with the Pidgey line. Look at how we're doing thus far. So Pidgeot marks our 18th Pokemon, which means, I don't know, I mean we're 18 and I don't know like the percentage on that, but we are through the beginning 3-stage evolutions. So as you could probably see by the type outlines, the next several are 2-stage. I think the Raticate line, followed by the Fearow line, followed by Arbok, Raichu, Sandslash, and then we get into like the Nidos. So not 100% sure how we're gonna do this yet, but I'm just gonna play it by ear. Besides that though, I think that the Pidgey line came out very well. I think it looks incredibly faithful to how the sprites in game actually like look. Like I think the coloration on it is like super close. But I think you could pretty much say that for like any of them. I think there's definitely going to be like slight shifts here and there, but I mean, it's Minecraft. You're dealing with like, I say 16 colors, but since you have like 3 or 4 different blocks to use for each color, it muddies the waters a little bit. Either way though, small side note, I wish they would add more colors to Minecraft. We should have more than 16. That's just me though. Either way, I should be able to stream next week. I don't know 100% for certain yet, but I will likely make a post on my YouTube channel, on the community page, saying when, like what day and what time I'll stream. Likely it'll probably be either Wednesday or Thursday around 2 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. With that said, I'm glad to have, I guess, gotten this far, and I'm excited to go even further. So, thank you all so much for watching, and with all that said, I hope to see you again soon.